Well, welcome back everybody to Slowpoke Racing and to the Ultimate Racing League, sponsored by W.GG and by Eldridge Air Conditioning. We are back here, well not back, we're still in, we've never left, we're still in Italy at Lego Maggiore. We're on the full GP circuit and we're here for race 2. Yes, we have already had one race, so if you missed that, I suggest you go back and have a look at it because it was an absolute stormer. Brilliant racing mid-pack for the podium, well, to try and get onto the podium, and it saw Scott, Wayne G and Frowny make it, but what a battle Frowny and Harry Poppins put up. So yeah, race 2 we're hoping for pretty much the same. Now then, it's a bit of a reversed grid, so let's have a look down, shall we, and see where everybody is. Now, Pete, after a disastrous start to race 1, he had a bit of an off in one of the first couple of laps and never really recovered. So he finds himself on pole position, so let's see what he can do from there. Firepower just behind him in second. Vodka Rob is third. Declan is fourth. Aussie Rooster is fifth. 6 on the grid is Bazza. Harry Poppins is 7th. Enzo Jack 8th. Frowny 9th and Wayne G 10th, with Scott just behind him, winner of race 1 in 11th. Now, what I didn't do is have a look at the tyres, so I will very quickly run through the tyres. As you can see, Pete is starting on the mediums, Firepower on the hards, Vodka Rob on hards as well, Declan hards, Aussie Rooster hards, a lot of people on the hard tyres for the first stint. Bazza also going hards, Harry Poppins, Enzo Jack going hard. Frowny is on the mediums. He's going to try and make his way through the pack then. That's his plan. Wayne G, he's on the hards with Scott on the hards as well. So only a couple of guys on the mediums then. That's Frowny and Pete. So Pete, he's hoping to pull away from the group, and Frowny's trying to work his way through. Well, let's just see if these tactics pay off. So it is, as you've probably gathered, mediums and hard tyres have to be used in this race, so there is going to be a pit stop. Now it's a minimum of 3 laps on the tyres, so you can do nearly all the race on hards if you want, as long as you do 3 on mediums, or you can do the whole race on mediums but do 3 laps on hards. It is entirely up to you as Pete takes us into turn 1, and got to be careful you don't get on the power too early coming out of turn 2. Oh, as Firepower goes very, very wide and very deep into that turn, so that's going to put him all the way down at the back. Not the start he wanted, I am sure. So Firepower all the way down in 11th. Back up to the top though, let's just have a look. And Pete's plan seems to be working at the minute. He has already opened up a gap, and I think that was his tactics. He started on the mediums, on pole position. Probably heard that the rest of the guys were starting on the hard, so his plan is to just try and open up a gap between himself and the rest of them as early as he can while those tyres are working for him. Declan, well, a great start for Declan. Was in 4th, he's now moved up into 2nd. He's on the hard tyres as well. I mentioned in race 1 actually how Declan seems to be doing just lately, and he really has got his act together. Brilliant racing on a Wednesday with Declan, and now he's proving it here in race 2. I know it's only early, we're on lap 1, we're only well, 2/3 of the way through it, but Declan is really starting to come to the top now. Aussie Rooster in 3rd, another tough racer actually. I think I did a one-on-one against Aussie Rooster, and that guy can race. So doing well at in P3 at the minute. Aussie, I think he's better than the results actually show. He should really be up there fighting at the sharp end. He's a lot quicker, as I say, than the results have shown for him. So it's just the odd little mistake or something's happened which has put him down a little bit. But he is a very quick guy. Harry Poppins already up into 4th. Harry Poppins started in 7th on the hard tyres, so Harry Poppins on a charge. He wants to get onto the podium. Just missed out in race 1. About 2 laps to go, I think it was, and he got turn 5 completely wrong and ended up facing the wrong way, which ruined his chances of getting onto the podium. So Harry Poppins, he'll have something to prove, won't he, in this race? So definitely on a mission. Wayne G already up into 5th, so these quick guys are really getting themselves through the grid, aren't they? Wayne G up to 5th on the hard tyres. Bazza in 6th. Scott in 7th, so Scott started in 11th, already made up 4 places. So yeah, Scott, Wayne G, the boys, they're starting to work their way through the pack. Frowney sitting in 8th at the minute on those medium tyres. So we've just started lap 2. He really needs to start getting through the pack, does Frowney, before he has to go onto those hard tyres towards the end of the race. And you can see he's gone purple there, but then again it is only lap 2 and everybody goes purple, so it doesn't matter. Enzo Jack in 9th, Vodka Rob 10th with poor old Firepower down in 11th after that mistake, but he is catching up. I thought there was going to be a big gap there, but no, Firepower on the hard tyres is catching up to the back of the pack, and Vodka Rob better be looking in his mirror. Out in front though is Pete, trying to maintain a gap. He really needs to pull a little bit further forward than where he is at the minute. Declan doing a fantastic job on the hard tyres of keeping up with Pete, or at least keeping him in his sights as we come around turn 14 for the 2nd time, and soon to cross the start finish line to start lap 3. Aussie Rooster still sitting in 3rd, although he has got a rear view mirror full of Harry Poppins, and Harry Poppins is going to be doing everything he can to get himself up there in the top 3 as early as he can. Now he will have to go onto the medium tyres a little bit later on, so minimum 3 laps, as I've said, on each compound tyre. So we may see some of the guys start to pit, especially the guys on the hard tyres. They may start to pit either the end of this lap or the end of next lap. Just behind Harry Poppins is Wayne G, up into 5th. He's got Frowney for company. Let's go on board with Frowney. Ooh, as he's wrestling with that McLaren steering wheel, trying to keep the back end from spinning out as he came out of turn 5. Now we're into the S section, into 6, then 7, then 8. You can really abuse the curbs in this section. Around turn 10, and then we're on to this straight 800-metre sprint now down towards turn 11. A bit of a hill coming up, and down we go. Wayne G just ahead as we go hard on the brakes, down through the gears, through turn 11, and then back on the power again. Wayne G just kicking up a little bit of sand, trying to return the favour, I think, from race 1. As I think it was Frowney who was throwing dirt in Wayne G's eye, but roles reversed this time around. Into turn 14, trying to get the power down as early as you can, but you do not want to be pushing the car too far to the left. Hit that sausage curve and it unsettles it, and you'll end up spinning out. And yes, I am speaking from experience. Not last race, I actually did alright last race, if anybody's interested. Not that you are. I thought I'd let you know anyway. So anyway, as I said, pit stops. We have Aussie Rooster, we have Harry Poppins, Scott, Vodka Rob, Firepower. So most of the guys on the hard tyres have done their minimum 3 laps. They will be coming out. Bazza's in as well. So they're all going to be coming out on the medium tyres, and they're going to have to do 8 laps on them. You can see it's a 12 lap race, and we are on lap 4. So 8 laps on the medium tyres. They're going to be good for about 6 laps, and then they'll start to go for the last 2, but there should still be plenty left in them. Maybe fuel might be an issue, I'm not sure. We shall see in the McLarens, but Pete still leading from Declan in 2nd, Wayne G in 3rd. He's still got Frowney all over him, and Frowney really is putting the pressure on Wayne G, isn't he? These two are having a fantastic fight it out for P3 at the minute, and Frowney's just not letting Wayne G get away. They are both. Oh no, he's not. Wayne G is on the hard tyres, so I'm expecting him to come in. Maybe at the end of this lap, he's. I'm going to say the overcut, but it's not, is it? What's the word? Somebody tell me what the word is. Frowny in fourth on mediums, and now Frowny pulls to the outside. He has got to go around the outside though. Through turn 12 and 13, Wayne G managing to hold on to P3. Frowny doing everything he can to unsettle him, but Wayne G, he's too experienced for that. He's having none of that nonsense from Frowny. You won't force Wayne G into a mistake. And Wayne holds on to P3. Now then, let's just see if Wayne G comes in, because as he comes around turn 14, he will pull over to the left if he's going to pit, and that's where the pit entry is. Let's have a look, and yes he is. Wayne G is in, as we thought he would be. Oh, Declan's in as well. So both Pete and Frowley, the two that started on the medium tyres, have stayed out, which is what we knew they would do. They just need to get a decent gap between themselves and the rest of the grid. Excuse me. Fuel going into Declan's car. I just thought he parked up actually, but no. So Declan out in fourth, just ahead of Scott actually. He's got himself out there, and Declan is now out on the medium tyres. Scott in fifth, just behind him. Almost fresh set of tyres for Scott, as Declan gets a little bit squirrely out of turn 4 as they go down the hill. And Scott, if he wants it, he's got P4 at the minute. Oh, he has. He's just, I'm going to say he's going to have to go the long way round, but no, he managed to get that move done before they got to turn 5. So Scott moves up into P4 and can chase after Harry Poppins, Frowny and Pete. Now remember, Frowny and Pete have not done a pit stop yet. I'm expecting them to come in around about, what would it be, lap 9, 10. They would have to come in at the end of lap 9, so they do 10, 11 and 12 on their tyres. So yes, end of lap 9. The Pete and Frowny would have to pit unless they do it beforehand. So let's just have a look. There is quite a distance between Frowny and Harry Poppins, but is it enough with the pit stop? That's going to be an interesting one. And as the tyres start to deteriorate, as they come around turn 14 now they're not going to be pitting just yet, but as the tyres start to go down, then they start to lose the grip and their lap times start to drop. That's when the likes of Harry Poppins, Scott, will start to catch up. We shall see. Harry Poppins currently sitting in third, just ahead of Scott. Scott now up into fourth, winner of race 1, and well, he'll be looking for the double, won't he, Scott? He would dearly love to get maximum points. Fastest lap so far at the minute on a 1:58.7 for Scott, and he really has caught up to the back of Harry Poppins very quickly. So it's not going to be long, I don't think, before Scott, in fact we'll go on board with Scott, I don't think it's going to be long before Scott is putting the pressure on Harry Poppins and trying to find a way through. Takes that corner very, very deep. I've seen quite a few people do that actually, and get away with it as well. You'd have thought they got a penalty, because he almost went out of the track area. He went that deep. But anyway, around turn 5 made it look very easy, up the slight hill into turn 6 and into the S's. Again, getting right over those curbs, as you can see Scott doing, keeping that power on all the way through, then through in turn 9, into turn 10 and onto the straight, into the slipstream, tucked right up underneath the jacksie of Harry Poppins as we start on down the hill towards turn 11. Is Scott going to have a bit of a look, or is he just going to sit there? No, he's just going to sit there. He's quite happy to just sit there behind Harry Poppins. He knows there is a long way to go yet. We are only halfway through this race, so there is no rush for Scott. He is maybe just enjoying a little bit of racing. He didn't see much of it, did he, in race 1? He was that far ahead. So he's quite happy to just sit there behind Harry Poppins at the minute as they come around turn 14, for the 6th time. This race seems to be going very quickly at the minute. A quick, oh, I was going to say a quick look behind us, but I didn't. I pressed the wrong button. Declan is behind us in 5th. Not that far behind, to be fair. Declan doing a good job at the minute in 5th. Has made a pit stop, as has Wayne G, just sitting behind him. So Wayne G now creeping up to the back of Declan and having a bit of a look there at turn 1. Now into turn 2, Wayne G's got himself onto the inside, but if Declan can hold it out there, he'll be on the inside for... No, he's not, so that was unlucky. Good move from Wayne G though, knew exactly what he was doing, knew exactly where he wanted to put that car to make that overtake stick, and he did so, and moves up into P5 with Declan now on the chase. Just behind is Aussie Rooster. Where has he got? There is Aussie Rooster and Enzo Jack. They're having a battle. This is what Aussie Rooster needed. Had a very lonely race in race 1, but now he's got somebody to play with, and he's having a good old fight with Enzo Jack. Enzo Jack into P7 at the minute as they come up the hill into turn 6. Aussie Rooster trying to put the pressure on Enzo Jack as they snake their way through this section of the course. Through turn 10, now onto the straight. Foot down, Aussie Rooster trying to get into that slipstream as they go down the hill towards turn 11 in this very sharp, almost hairpin turn. Aussie Rooster not quite close enough to Enzo Jack, and I think Enzo Jack is just starting to open up a small gap between himself and Aussie Rooster. Firepower in 9th, just ahead of Bazza. So a better race from Firepower in race 2. Really abusing track limits as well. Getting onto the grass. Really pushing hard. He's got a battle on his hands though. He's got Bazza creeping up behind him. So Bazza is just going to start putting the pressure on Firepower. Has Bazza got himself onto the inside? I think he has. A good move from Bazza actually. That's not the best of places to overtake, so a good clean overtake from Bazza. Well done to him. That puts him up into P9 with Firepower down into P10, and poor old Vodka Rob down in 11. Now he may have had a bit of an issue somewhere, I'm not sure, sorry we missed that, but poor old Vodka Rob down in 11. Back up to the top, we've had a change of lead. Now then, shall I go back and see where that was? No, it's a long way back. So sorry I missed it, but Frowny is now leading this race. Pete in 2nd. Oh, and he's picked up half a second. That may have been actually when Frowny made the move. But neither of these two guys have pitted yet, as Pete just coming up to serve his penalty. It's not going to affect his track position. He'll still hold on to P2. A little bit of lag kicking in for Pete, but a better race from Pete. Spent most of, well, all of race 1 at the back on his own. He's still on his own, but he's at the sharp end this time around. Currently sitting in 2nd. Now then, Frowny and Pete are going to be looking at pitting either the end of this lap or definitely the end of next lap. So Frowny opened up quite a decent gap. It's not the gap back to Pete that he should be worried about, it is the gap back to Scott, who's currently sitting in 3rd. Now Scott has made his stop, as has everybody below him. It is just Frowny and Pete that have got to stop. So we're going to keep an eye on that little grid at the top left there, and just to see if the pit symbol comes up next to Frowny and Pete's name. Scott is sitting in 3rd then as we come around the final turn at turn 17 before getting on to the start finish straight across the line to start lap 9. So both Frowny and Pete have got to pit at the end of this lap, unless they want to break the rules, and then that's entirely up to them. Scott definitely on the chase. Well, he's going to be catching Pete up, so when Pete comes into the pits, then Scott will definitely go by Frowny. Let's have a look. Frowny is, I think he's going to be close. I think Scott might just about do it. It's going to be interesting to see, isn't it? Mary Poppins sitting in 4th. He desperately needs to get on the podium after the well, it was a fantastic race in race 1, there's no denying it, and it just came undone for him with a couple of laps to go. So Harry Poppins will be really desperate to get himself up onto the podium and make amends for that slight mistake. Wayne G in 5th. He got himself onto the podium in race 1. He came 2nd. Currently sitting in 5th at the minute though, and a bit of a gap between himself and Harry Poppins up ahead. Declan just behind him in 6th. I think Declan's had a good race today. He should be pleased with the performance he's put in. Enzo Jack, he's just struggling to get into this one, isn't he? Again, brilliant racing in race 1 with Harry Poppins and Wayne G. Enzo Jack was involved in it, but he just really, like I say, struggling to get into this one. With Aussie Rooster in 8th, Baz in 9th, Firepower in 10th, and Vodka Rob in 11th. And there we go, Frowny is into the pits. So race leader has pulled into the pits. He desperately needs some fuel, and he's got to change the boots onto hard tyres. Pete is going to have to follow him in, or not. So Pete, you are supposed to do 3 laps on the hards. Maybe he didn't get the memo. Maybe he's just enjoying himself too much. Fair play to you, Pete. You go, boy, go. Scott in 2nd now as Frowny comes back out onto hard tyres, but in 5th position and in a lot of traffic behind him. Declan chasing him down. Enzo Jack is there as well. Enzo Jack putting the pressure on Declan. Let's go up to the top as Pete goes around turn 5. Really struggling with fuel. The tyres must be hurting him as well. He really should have pitted at the end of lap 9. But what the hell, you stay out there, Pete. You do what you want to do. Make your own rules up. He's just enjoying it, and fair play to him. But he is getting caught with every corner by Scott. Scott on, well, the newer medium tyres. Peter's still on the original tyres that he started on. So is Scott going to make the move at turn 11? No, very sensible, just held back. And now he can go for it as they go up the hill through turn 12 and 13. And there we go, Scott has already moved up into the lead. So Scott looking for his 2nd win of the day. He's going to go for maximum points. Fastest lap as well at the minute, a 57.9. I think he got the fastest lap in race 1 as well. So yeah, complete maximum points for Scott. Pete then just coming around the final couple of turns in turn 16 down the hill to turn 17. Well, he's going to pit now because he's run out of fuel. Oh, it just goes from bad to worse, doesn't it, Pete? Dear me. He's run out of fuel. He's pedalling away for all he's worth, but it's not making him go any quicker. About 50 miles an hour is about your lot. You're going to get out of that. Poor old Pete. Well, what's that done up at the top? Scott taking the lead, as we saw. Harry Poppins has moved up into 2nd, so he's got his wish so far, and he's sitting on the 2nd step of the podium. We are on lap 11, so 2 laps including this one to go. I was just having a look, we're not even a third of the way through, so 2 laps including this one. Wayne G into 3rd, so looked very much like Wayne G is going to get another podium spot as well, so he'll be pleased with that. Enzo Jack has now made his way up into 4th. Good recovery from Enzo Jack. He was down in 7th and 8th, wasn't he, for quite a while actually. But Enzo Jack has now made his way up into 4th. So some decent points coming his way. Frowny in 5th. He was on the podium in race 1. He got a 3rd in race 1, but currently sitting in 5th at the minute and has got Declan chasing him down. Let's go with Declan. We'll jump on board with Declan as we come down the hill towards turn 11. I did say we were going to do a lap, I think, in race 1. Ooh, Brownie, what happened there? That's quite deceiving, that little bit of lag there, wasn't it? Yeah, I did say we were going to do a lap with someone, so let's just have a look who's near. Let's jump out of Declan's car and leave him to it for a minute, and let's have a look. Scott, there we go. Scott just coming around turn 4. Dear me, what have you been doing, Scott? Been naughty. He's crossed, he's got himself a penalty, but never mind, we will jump on board with Scott as we go across the line to start the final lap into turn 1. A tight left-hander, which immediately throws you into a tight right-hander at turn 2. On the gas as early as you can into turn 3 and then into turn 4. The first sector of this track is really tricky. It's just left, right, left, right, left, right. Down the hill we go then towards turn 5. In fact, I'm not going to do a full lap with Scott because I want to just have a quick look to see what's happening elsewhere. But as we go through turn 5, we start on up the hill again. We'll soon be into the S section. Sorry, I've left it a bit late to do the full lap, but I do want to see what's happening elsewhere. Scott pretty much got this one sewn up. That half second isn't going to affect his track position. Mary Poppins currently sitting in second. The fuel light is on, but he will have enough to make it to the end of the race, and he's looking good for a podium finish. Wayne G likewise in third. He's not close enough, I don't think, to Harry Poppins to improve on that P3, but even so, he'll be happy with that. Enzo Jack up into 4th now. So good race from Enzo Jack, really. Frowny in 5th. Declan in 6th. Then we've got Aussie Rooster. Bazza in 8th. Firepower just behind him in 9th, with Vodka Rob and Pete bringing up the rear. Pete, not his best night tonight, unfortunately, but he'll be back fighting strong next week, I'm sure. So it is back up to the top as we follow Scott through the final turns. Into turn 17 he goes to take the win again. That's his 2nd win of the day. Fantastic racing from Scott. Started at the back of the pack as well today. Brilliant win from him. Harry Poppins up onto the podium along with Wayne G finishing 3rd. Well done to those guys. Enzo Jack, good race to finish 4th. Brownie is going to cross the line in 5th with Declan in 6th. Then we've got a bit of a decent gap then back to Aussie Rooster, who's going to come across the line in 7th. Bazza will take the 8th position. Firepower, a better result for him in race 2. He's going to cross the line in 9th. So well done to Firepower. And then Vodka Rob 10th with Pete crossed the line in 11th. So fantastic racing again from these League 2 guys. Where are we next week? I don't know where we are next week. Who cares? As long as the racing is as good as it's been. In fact, no, you know what? I'm going to look. I'm going to try and find out where we are. We are at Fuji next week, and it is an endurance race. Wow. Over there in Japan, and Fuji, well, notorious for its wet stuff, but we shall see. So join me next week then for the League 2 boys racing around Fuji. Thank you for watching. Take care, and I shall catch you all soon.